Hello and welcome to another episode of the Idle PodThing. I'm Adam Hodge, President of the Comedy Society here at Bar University. I am joined, as ever, by...
Sam!
I am the one and only... Oh, you weren't doing that.
Strong.
Okay. So, Sam, you're normally nicking money, trying to, ferret it away in different places.
That's the job of a
But
treasurer.
it's Christmas. This is a Christmas podcast.
Yes.
You giving any back this Christmas?
Yep.
Who are you giving it to?
I've been strategically leaving coins in easy-to-see places but hard-to-reach locations.
Really?
Yep.
Give me an example of some of these places around Bath.
Anything on the other side of glass.
Okay, that's always good, yeah.
Yep.
Joining us as well, of course it is, it's Max Ponsonby.
Hello.
Are you feeling Christmassy, Max?
No, not really.
No? Things not going well for you? We're not getting into that. That'll go on too long. That'll be the whole podcast. And it's very exciting because this Christmas we've got our own choir in studio. Introduce yourself, choir.
Hello. 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 We're the choir. Hello.
They were very cheap, to be honest. Right, let's get on with it then.
Yeah, all right.
Actually, did anybody have anything Christmassy they wanted to share? Anything Christmas related? You must have had some weird Christmases, Samuel.
I remember one year I asked my mum, I said, she was cooking a turkey,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, Mum, can I make a turkey as well?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, well, I'm not going to let you ruin the whole turkey. So she bought me a separate pheasant.
Where did you live? Downton Abbey?
Yeah, for what it's worth. Yeah, so she bought me a pheasant and she said, look, prepare this how you want. Regardless, you have to eat this on Christmas. You're not allowed any turkey.
It is difficult cooking pheasants because of all those tail feathers you have to fold before you slot them in the oven. It's really difficult.
And you could have
It's
stopped
really
them from
big,
kicking their
everywhere.
legs too.
Yeah. Oh, was it an already plucked one? It was already...
Yeah.
Oh, that's handy.
I was
That
about
is
to
very
ask,
handy,
did
isn't
you
it?
shoot it yourself?
Yeah.
No, I'm not quite that upper middle class. I'm upper middle class enough to eat it, but not to shoot it. Anyway, long story short, it was disgusting.
Let's go on to uni news. Now,
Uni
as
news.
we've got our own... No, we're not doing that theme song. We've got a choir, damn it, man.
Oh.
We're going professional. Choir, would you give us a lovely little Christmas hymn for our uni news?
Shall I do the lalas?
Yeah, what? And you want me to do the
I can't believe they haven't
vocality?
pre-coordinated
No.
this.
The vocality, you'll do the la-las.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Vocality.
in a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3.
La 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 news of Christmas.
Lovely. You know the bit where they were going, shall I do the la-las? It reminds me of a Teletubbies production meeting I once went to. It went very similar. Okay, so it's
So mad you mentioned the Teletubbies.
white.
My
Tangent.
girlfriend's father is a solicitor who did a job for an actor once, and then he asked the actor, so have you done anything I might have seen? And he went, it depends, do you watch the Teletubbies? The motherfucker was Tinky Winky.
Wow.
I think that mother was Tinky Winky was in Pulp Fiction. I think that was a line in Pulp Fiction. I think that was. So here's today's uni news. So there's an event on called the Spirit of Giving at the Holborn Museum, which Bar Spa people are asked to go along to. And it's all about giving to charity. And so what I thought we'd do is we'd have some giving going on in the studio. Control yourself, Max. And I thought we'd bring in our very own Santa Claus. But who's our most frequent guest on the podcast? Who's the most frequent guest we have? It's the ferret. So I thought we'd have come in. I thought we'd have
The ferret.
I thought we'd have Ferret Santa come in to give us all some presents. Choir, will you summon Ferret Santa with another hymn, please?
Ferret Santa.
Hi, Ferret Santa.
How's things going?
Oh, good. How's the run up to Christmas going?
Pretty hectic.
Really? You not got all the presents done yet?
I'm working 2 jobs.
Oh, wow. Okay. One of them is Santa. What's the other job?
Solicitor.
So you're a solicitor.
Yeah.
Who are some of your clients?
You ever seen the Teletubbies?
Oh, I think I have. Yes.
Yeah, this bloke that was playing Tinky Winky,
Yeah, right.
he bought a house.
Max.
And I have to deal with that for some reason. I'm not sure the ins and outs. I just get it done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you met Max before, by any chance?
Oh no, I haven't. But I'm his girlfriend's father.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Anthony, how you doing, man?
Yeah, man, it's been fantastic. I'm a bit annoyed that you didn't show up to the Sunday dinner last week.
I'm sorry. It's just like, it feels a bit get-outy sometimes. I mean, they're as white as I am, but, they're richer.
Very white ferrets.
And that's the albino ferrets. That's more of it's a difficult political climate to talk about, and I don't appreciate you bringing them up.
All I'm saying is that when I'm the only person around and it's just other ferrets, I feel uncomfortable. I feel the looks in the back of my head.
No, I was brought here to be nice and give presents.
Yes.
But this
true.
man,
I'm sorry.
and it's prejudice.
All right, so he's on the naughty list. He's on the Ferret Santa naughty list.
But these days, we don't like coal, so
No.
I've given you a very, very small wind turbine.
Ah, yes. Very eco-friendly, Ferret
Yeah.
Santa. Nicely done. All right, well, what have you bought for us good boys?
Well, for little Neil over here, I've got him.
Oh,
It's a gift card to
yeah.
a shop that only exists in Sudan.
Oh,
right.
yeah, Sudan. I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, and there's the equivalent of £4.97 on there.
What's that in Sudanese?
In Sudanese, that's the name of the country, the people, not the currency.
Yeah. How much is someone from Sudan worth to you,
Yeah,
Ferret?
you're racist.
Priceless.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, thank you very much, Ferret Santa.
Enjoy paying the thousands of pounds for a flight to Sudan.
Now,
I sure will.
got for our other member of the choir, Sam, not Dave.
Well, Sam, it's a pretty big gift. Have you seen it?
Dude, it barely fits in here.
It barely fits in the room. Do you know? Unwrap it.
Go on and wrap it
Have
up.
a guess. Have a guess.
Okay. Jesus. This
Yeah,
is
you got it right.
it's amazing, isn't it?
You got it right. It's a life-size statue of Jesus.
Oh,
All right, and then what have you got me, Ferret Santa? We're old friends. We're old buddies.
Yeah, it's been a while, I've known you for
Has been
so
a while.
long.
It
It's
has
hard to
been.
know what to
Yeah.
get you.
Yeah.
It's really hard. So that's why I decided to get you this song that I worked tirelessly with the chorus.
I love a song. Is it
Yeah.
quite a long song?
It's unbelievably long.
It's unbelievably long. Is there a lot of high notes and a lot of low notes?
Yeah, my range is incredible.
Is there rapping as well?
I believe there is.
Oh, right. Well, I've got to hear this then.
Yeah. Are you guys ready? Chorus? Choir?
Of course they are. They're professionals. Look at them.
we're la 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 la. Vocal cords primed.
Wind up.
Okay.
The
and-
vocality.
The
is
vocality is primed in this
We'll
room right
count it
now.
in. You
All right,
sit
you cut
back.
it. Oh, yeah. I'll enjoy this. Okay.
Okay.
And a
Yep.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Holy Christmas, Holy Christmas,
We love you, Adam, for your weird-looking face.
Holy
We love
Christmas,
you, Adam, for your not ambiguous race.
Holy
We love
Christmas,
you, Adam, cause you're really, really nice. And we love you
Christmas.
cause you don't really like much rice. And we got
Christmas.
so much to say. We got so much to say. We got so much to say. It's the rock breakdown.
Yeah, Adam's pretty cool and he's pretty damn sweet. If you're gonna look it, he ain't got sweaty feet cause they're really small. He wears Converse, no he doesn't, yeah that's a reverse. Cause he wears sandals even in the winter. Come around man, this is looking pretty swinter. Joe Swinson, she's the Lib Dem leader. They don't vote for her though, he ain't no leaver. You come around, tell me Brexit ain't a good thing. This man's pretty smart, yeah he switched on, you see it. And he tell me this, he tell me he's cool. So he wears a blue hat every day to school. And he doesn't have nothing to say, nothing bad. So he comes around, tells me, yo, I'm the baddest, the baddest.
that's right.
Oh, that was lovely.
So
Amazing.
yeah, I hope that was a
That
good
was-
What a
Christmas
blessed
present.
Christmas gift.
You should definitely do freestyle more often. That was, very
That was
impressive,
wonderful, Ferret
man.
Santa. How he makes his voice drop as well. It's
Yeah,
great, isn't
man.
Yeah, that's all in the manipulation of the audio.
it? Is it?
Yeah,
Well, Ferret Santa, it sounds like you're busy. You've got something to get back to.
I gotta go do a divorce.
Oh, really?
Yeah, la
So with
la.
it, is it?
So I'm gonna go.
All right. Well, then that's uni news. Can we have the uni news theme again, please, just as you did it the first time?
Yes, I did the Lalas, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
La 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 la. Uni news.
let's go on to local news then.
Yeah.
Local
news.
news theme. Back again.
Back to
Here's the
back
choir.
themes.
What's the local news then?
In the spirit of giving,
Mm.
there was a story that I think it was last week now. A bunch of vigilante Uni of Bath students planted trees all around the campus, the Uni of campus. And
Real trees?
real trees. They planted them in the dead of night, and but then unfortunately they got taken away. They got removed by the campus staff. And so I wondered if we could have a little hot take from the students
That's a good idea.
and also one of the campus members.
I mean, they won't come on Basketball campus voluntarily. We had to kidnap them to get them
So
here,
we'll get them
but-
out the van.
Yeah.
Yeah, take the bag off their head.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming here. Sorry, what did you- Jeremy, and
I would be Mr. Pommelmoose.
Oh God.
so Jeremy and Mr. Pommelmoose.
Yeah.
Jeremy,
Oh,
I'm
yes.
told you one of the vigilantes who planted the trees.
Yeah.
What was your motivation for this?
Basically, there's just not enough trees, and we wanted some more.
Rubbish. I've been to the Eden Project, Jeremy, and I could tell you there's plenty of trees in those white domes, kept very safely, so get over yourself, you twonk.
What do you have to say to that, Jeremy?
Yeah, well, the human race is literally on the brink of extinction due to large corporation taxes and systematic oppression of all information regarding this current climate crisis. So,
Oh, where did you read that? On your Wikipedia. Referencing.
right, okay, well, I used a few Google Scholar ones as well. So, my bibliography is going to look a lot more meatier than yours, you illiberal
well,
prick.
Sorry to interrupt it. Mr. Pommelmoose, why did you remove the trees? Surely trees are good.
No, I don't like trees. You know why I don't like trees? Do you know why? Because
No.
you get squirrels in trees, you see. And squirrels, as we all know, are the enemy of the people, you know. Because there's red squirrels, and they were fantastic. I loved red squirrels. I used to hang out with them all the time. We'd read philosophy together. We would, and I'd tickle their little bushy tails. I'd go, wee, 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 and it was lovely.
Can I ask,
But-
Mr. Pommelmoose, what are you a professor of?
I'm as you know, Pommelmoose means grapefruit in French, so I'm a professor of grapefruits.
Do grapefruits grow from trees?
Oh, try to outfox me with a bit of grapefruit trivia, are we? Oh, I see you're siding with the youngster over here. Yes, gang up on the boomers, why don't we? Save the squirrels.
Nice.
Squirrels live in trees. I don't understand this. The backwards logic.
Yeah, well, I love the squirrels, you see, but then there's no. I love the red squirrels, you see.
Yes.
I don't like the grey squirrels coming over here and killing our red squirrels. I don't like those at all. So,
Oh, all right, I get it. You're a racist too.
Yeah, well, if you want to call me that, sure. I guess I'm also a racist because I don't like people from China.
Okay, I think we need to move on here. I wonder if you guys can just make amends for each other because, you know, there's no need for hate at this incredible time of year.
But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
no matter where we stand on the trees,
Yeah.
at least we hate Bath Spa.
That is true. Yes, we
All right,
can all
guys, put 'em back
unite
in the van.
over
Put 'em
that.
back in the van.
Yeah.
Ship 'em off.
Yeah. I saw a ferret, the bastard.
Oh, wow, that derailed.
Oh, baby, if you know what's worse, totally random moment, of course.
I got small hands. I'm good with the old knobs.
Oh, baby, if you know what's worse, totally random moment, of course.
Fantastic. Right, let's move on to everybody's favourite segment now. And now, okay, you've been on at me the last few weeks. We're always doing the theme song,
Yeah.
right? Now, we all know the Max's Story theme song because we love the podcast. So we're all going to do it together, okay?
Okay.
I will lead, and then it's a giving season, so we're all going to do it
Is it
together.
a round
okay?
or is it?
Okay, we're
We're doing it in unison.
Yeah,
Do
we're
I
in
have to do
unison.
it too?
No,
because it's for me.
yeah,
Because
it's
we
for
don't
you,
believe that
yeah,
Max
yeah.
knows it
It's my
either.
Christmas gift for Max.
No, I
Okay.
don't actually.
All right, are we ready?
Are you counting us in?
Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Maximilian, Dennis, Patrick, Ponsonby.
It's time for Max's story. Are you sitting comfortably, children? Because you won't be for long.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh.
The Christmas version.
Yeah. All right, Max, what's your story for this week?
Sorry.
So basically, I get to the bus stop for the U5 the other day, and the whole bus is empty. And sitting on the doorstep of this bus is like this bus driver vaping away. And he looks up to me and like his eyes light up. And he clearly, I feel like this man's just scared off all his customers. He's very happy to have someone there to talk to. And all of a sudden he starts regaling me about his life. He's just like, yeah, man, sex, drugs, rock and roll. I used to do all that shit. Straight off the bat, that's the kind of guy I want driving my bus. Preferably doing all three of those things while at the wheel. He was like, oh man, I survived the 70s, mate. Oh, I survived nuclear war. I survived AIDS.
Okay.
Straight off the bat, wow, a white straight man survived the 70s. That must have been hard for you. Secondly, don't worry about the nuclear war. Everyone survived that. It wasn't just you. It's not like 1 in 5 kind of odds. Everyone got out of that pretty unscathed. And
to be honest, I think the whole reason Michael Jackson turned himself white was so the 70s would be harder for him.
yeah,
I think that's what I think that's
you know, and the AIDS bit, like, he was a 54-year-old bus driver, meaning he was born in the 60s, meaning growing up through the 70s, I don't think he was at that much risk of AIDS anyway. Also, he lost his virginity to his wife, so I gleaned so much information from this bus driver. It was a solid 5 minutes before I got that ticket.
Very talkative bus driver.
He fit in a lot in those 5 minutes.
That's exactly what his wife said.
If you want to ask me where I'm at in my life right now, I got told life is for living by a 54-year-old bus driver yesterday.
Well, here's the good news for you. I invited him on the podcast. What's your name, bus driver?
Clarence.
Clarence.
I can believe
Wow.
Mind if I hit my vape?
No, you can just go for it. Tell us about the 70s, bus driver.
Well, I was only between the ages of 6 and 16 in the time.
But you're still doing sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah.
Had to, mate. It was the 70s.
Why don't we get him
kicked out if not?
Why don't we take him through?
Kicked out of the 70s.
Yeah, you have to go back to the 60s.
Max and the choir. Why don't we take him through his first time doing each of those things?
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
So let's start with sex. Clarence, how did that go? So you're under the age of 16, okay? And how did that come about, that whole thing?
So, obviously, I told you, me and my wife met.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you were under 16. And so you were married under 16.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, really?
So
how did that happen?
Will you marry me?
Yes.
Bit like
Lovely
that.
flashback, yeah.
We were in a snooker house.
Okay.
They were big at the time.
Oh, I love snooker.
I thought it was at an AIDS awareness convention, but oh well.
No, they were playing snooker at an AIDS awareness convention.
Oh yeah.
Fuck AIDS. Fucking pot that ball.
Yeah,
And there I was, potting the reds.
yeah.
And this lady comes up to me and she goes, "Well done, Clarence."
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, "Blimey. You've got the eyes of a dishwasher." I meant to say dinner plate.
Oh, no. But it's one of those little meet cute moments.
It
It's
was.
lovely.
It was
so
so
what
awkward.
what did she say in response?
She said,
Thank you. You have AIDS.
she asked me if I had AIDS. Obviously, I was wearing the wristband that said I didn't.
Oh no, you don't have AIDS. I can see the wristband now.
So that was off to a good start.
Yeah.
Because
Love at first sight.
it was love at first sight once you
first
see my
dishwasher.
wristband.
Once you'd seen the wristband.
Yeah. So one,
Yeah, okay.
and we walked out there. Luckily, church next door. It was
Okay.
late, but the church was open. Back in my day, you could get a wedding anytime.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Gunshot wedding.
Yeah.
It went a little bit like that.
Okay.
But the only thing that was different, it was snowing.
Oh, it's snowing, babe. Look, snow. It's all white. That's magical, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah. I do like them white people.
I like them white people.
You do, don't you, Clarence?
I know it's unlikely, but I really hope that bus driver doesn't listen to this.
Go on then, Clarence. So then how does the wedding night, how does that prevail?
Well, next to the church was a hotel. It was so it was, one
right
street.
next to the church, was it?
Yeah.
That's lucky.
They had a back door as well.
Oh, right. They led straight into I guess it's like a travel lodge.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Marital room. They'd They chuck some bits of shredded paper up.
onto
Wow,
the
babe, look, shredded paper. It must be love.
Paper cut.
I got a paper cut.
Oh, you did.
I'm
did
doing
you?
the accent now.
Ouch.
Still got the scar to this day.
He does,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
It was
On
a
my
deep
left
wound.
nipple.
Yeah, you can see it because he's topless.
It's the new standard uniform for bus drivers in Bath.
Is it?
Yeah, first
More
bus.
aerodynamic.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so that
Bit
was
unfair
your that
for the
was,
winter season,
that was
but oh well.
your first experience of a sexual kind.
Indeed.
Okay, next is drugs, isn't it?
That's the one.
Yeah. So between the ages of 6 and 16, how old were you when you did your first drugs?
11.
11. Okay, and how did that happen?
So I was walking past the snooker house / AIDS convention.
Fuck it. Yeah, love snooker, mate. It's great.
And I stopped and I looked on the ground. And what did I see? A leaflet.
Ooh, what's this? Oh, it's a leaflet.
What did it say?
Try drugs.
Try drugs. Really?
Oh my god, I think I should go and try some drugs.
What are drugs, though?
And then I turned the leaflet over and had a very informative information about drugs.
Oh, that's what drugs are.
Oh, that's the man who sells the drugs.
And
That's helpful.
on the corner was the man. He was handing out leaflets and he dropped that one.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I said, "Hello, fella. I just found your leaflet.
Yeah.
There's a voucher on the bottom. First time free."
Really?
Incredible marketing man he was.
I mean, that is a smart fella. What was his name?
Toe.
Toe.
Yeah, mate, you got a voucher?
Yeah, there you go.
Alright, sweet. Which drugs do you want?
Which one do you think I like?
Fuck it. Any of them. It's the 70s, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Bag of drugs.
Thank you.
So he gave me a pick and mix.
He gave you a lovely pick and mix, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that is nice, actually. And so you tried the various drugs. Did you have any hallucinogenic effects?
I did, yeah.
You
so
did?
I rushed home.
Oh, Mom, Dad, where? No, they're not home. My voice was
Do you meet anybody in your hallucinated state?
Yeah, I did.
Who are you?
All right then, lad. I'm Creepy Jeremy. I'm your trip pal. Yeah, all right, lad. What you saying? You all right, kid?
I'm really
You don't look all right, kid. No, you need to sit down, get yourself a glass of water, go eat some fucking bread, son. You're pale as a sheet. This is reality calling. Have a fucking bath.
So what you're
He
trying
was
to tell
nice.
me, Clarence, is you had a drug hallucination, and in that hallucination, you saw someone telling you to stop doing drugs and clean up your act. That I wish that would happen more common because it would solve a lot of drug problems. It'd be really helpful.
It was incredibly fortunate.
If any drug addicts are trying to quit, just get a pick a mix. That's what we're saying, basically.
Is that how you survived the 70s with the drugs?
Well, that trip lasted 4.5 years.
Wow.
And just
Was he guiding you through it the whole time?
it was there all the whole time.
Oh,
What a lovely
nice,
fella
man.
Creepy Jeremy was.
And then I woke up, met my wife. Next day.
Rock and roll. What was the first you heard? What was it called?
Big bowls.
Oh, Big Bowl. Oh, proper rock and roll.
It was
it?
the most rock and roll you've ever heard.
Oh, I-
I love my wife.
Down out.
I love her pussy. Love that guy, Creepy Jeremy. He really had some great drugs. He kept me safe for a few years. Yeah, big boom.
I'm Creepy Jeremy. I'm your trip pal.
So it was incredibly close to the last 4 years of my life.
Wow.
And I really appreciated the things they had to say. And that is the first time I heard rock and roll.
And it resonated with you.
And it resonated with me to my core.
That's lovely, Clarence.
Then I got a job as a bus driver. I've been working that job
Okay.
since I was 16.
Really?
I didn't
It's
never.
wonderful.
I'll be honest, I regret ever bringing up that bus driver.
Okay, well, that's lovely. Thank you, Clarence. Have you got anything to say to
20
Max
minutes
before you
is
leave?
being a cunt.
Thanks for listening to me because Christmas is a very lonely time of year for me, and I do appreciate the fact that you gave me the time of day for me to talk through my problems. And you know, I appreciate the fact that out of everybody in the world, it was you that gave me some space to sort of think about who I am and the man I was and the man I want to become eventually. And I'm trying to turn my life around, and I do all of that that to you actually, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's really nice, and it's nice that Max really respected that and hasn't misused the information you gave him in any way. That's really lovely of you, Max. Well done. in the
You're
Christmas
salt of
spirit.
the earth, Max. That's you, mate.
So responsible.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I think bus drivers are the backbone of our community.
And I love you for that.
Right, and there was another story, amazingly, a hospital story. Do you say?
In case you didn't know this already, I have a heart condition. I had my second major heart operation when I was like 13 or 14 years old or something. And that was very beginning of December. But something went wrong because I got a viral infection after the operation. Tends to happen when someone opens your body up and then puts their hands in you. Turns out there may be a few germs there. Basically...
You don't have to tell Clarence, he was around in the 70s.
But he survived.
Yeah. Basically, which reduced me to a point where every day I woke up in a nice thick lake of my own poo and piss, which I'd have to get a nurse to flip me over while I just went, sorry, I'm so sorry, with some sort of fucking Christmas carols on the TV that I couldn't even switch because I couldn't lift my arm up out of the poo to change the channel. The worst thing is when you get an attractive nurse who you, as a very hormonal teenager, would otherwise fancy if it wasn't for the fact that she's wiping poo literally off your naked limp penis. So... Anyway,
I hate that image.
Yeah.
on Christmas Day,
Combination of naked and limp.
on Christmas
Like a
Day,
worm
As
in a
if
chocolate
normally
mousse.
has clothes just on his penis.
yeah, which is
Worm in a chocolate mousse.
really the state you want to be in after a
Didn't
major
hear a
heart.
worm in a chocolate mousse.
That's what I saw, a little worm in a chocolate mousse.
Oh,
And on
title of the episode.
Yeah.
And on Christmas Day, Birmingham City Football Club come in to visit all the wards. And I don't give a shit about football. My brother does. So, for the sake of the photo shoot, they told my brother to leave the room because he was getting in the way of all the photos. So I'm there with freaking Mousse and whatever the name of all the footballers there are these days.
Okay.
They give me a signed Birmingham City football t-shirt with all the players' names on it. And the second they leave the room, I vomit all over it. And in the attempt to wash that vomit off, I also washed off all the signatures. That was my Christmas story. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it filled you with
I didn't.
spirit as that operation filled me with a diuretic
So-
infection.
Lovely. That was wonderful, wasn't it, Max? You're feeling Christmassy.
I once coughed phlegm on my windowsill and watched a fly lay an egg and grow a maggot out of it over 3 months.
Good night.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year!
You want me to stop?
Yes.